Hi, my name is Daniele and I'm going to show you Liberta Prima version 13. We create a new project by clicking this button, then we confirm and the building wizard will appear. Here you can create a new story with adding a new story here or deleting. And you can also decide in this way by a check in this checkbox. I would like to have one single story with one single roof, and this it will be visible, so exposed roof visible from inside. So when you click a site, something will be light on the drawing, and here you can customize the property of the story. Let's go ahead. This is the next step. Here we decide which kind of shape of the floor plan and of course also of the roof. So we go in the next step. I don't want to have a gable roof, so one gable here and one gable roof here. I prefer to have a hip roof, so have a pitch in each side of our walls. So we go ahead, we change, for example, this distance just to change something. Then we put an opening by a click. You can change, of course, the dimension if you change it. And with this button, you select the profile where to work. For example, here, I would like to have a gable. So I click the pitch, and here I say 90 degrees like inclination as a slope, and it will disappear. Then we change, we go to another profile, and here we change the property of this profile, so of two pitches. So we change the slope. We are in the left side. You see, when I click a dimension, something will be light on the drawing. Here I change the Eve 8. It is you have to check the drawing. You see, this 8 is from the floor, but it's of the point, the external point of the rafter. If you click this button, buttons, you can change the button. This is the distance, this is the 8. You see, when you click something, when you click a field, something, it will be light on and show as a detail on the right side. So it's easy to use the program. This is the main target of the developer, that they want to create an easy software, and with this easy software you have to be fast. Then I copy the property on the left side to the right side, so it's done. We go on the rafter, we can change the dimension of the rafter. On the ridge you can have a plumb cut, or you can have a half lap joint, and you can create a drill. For example, I would like to show you that there is also the half lap joint, so I do it. In the eave section, on the head of the rafter, you can have 90 degrees, this means perpendicular, or you can have plumb cut, so in the external side of the rafter. You can have a lever cut, so horizontal, or you can decide a free angle. The distance. Then I copy in the other side. We go to the purlin plate on the left side. We can change the dimension, the distance. This is the HAP, it's the 8 above the plate. You see, it can be perpendicular relative to the rafter, or you can have a plumb HAP as normal. Use it in the UK, for example. Then you can change the distance, for example, of the purlin. In this purlin plate, we change the 8 from the floor, and so on. And you can cut, if you want, you can decide to cut the plate. You can cut on the bottom. On the bottom, it means of the rafter, or on the top of the rafter. This means this is the full 8 of your of your plate, but I will decide to don't do it because I prefer to have a bird mouse and to cut the rafter, because statically the static is better and I prefer. Anyway, in France, for example, they prefer to do the opposite. Anyway, I copy in the other side, so we have the same properties in the right side. Now we go on the middle purling. Here is the same. You can do the same. We can change the height of the plate of the purling. And here is the distance. You see the middle of the where is the ridge is 3.50 meters. I show you that you can add a mathematical operator and you can do, for example, a division. I divide for 3. So I will put to 1/3 of this distance. But because the 1/3 in this point and I would like to put the middle of the purling, I will say minus 8 centimeters. Then I will create with this pattern a new purling. So we have the first and the second, but the second I will say, okay, I divide for 3, this distance, I will put to 1/3. Then I multiply for 2, so I will go to the 2/3 of the distance, and here I will put minus 8 centimeters because I will want to have in the middle of our purling. So I copy in the other side. Then we go to the ridge, and on the ridge you can do the same, change the distance and so on. You can cut under the rafter or on the top. We have seen this also for the purling plate. Anyway, you can also decide to create a strap, but you can also make a collar beam, and you can decide in which purling, so the first or the second, you can put in the middle or above, sorry, in the middle is this, freely or below the purling. And you can have on both sides, it means you have 2 collar beams that there are on the right and on the left side of the purling, so are double. Or you can have single just by a click, this one of the other. You can also have a join, so I will do a drill on the collar beam, or I make a drill on the purling. Anyway, I finish. I will transfer this job, all property on these green pitches, so it will be the same now, exactly the same. The only that is different is this one because I didn't copy. Just to change something, I will change, for example, here the inclination or the inclination of the pitch. So I confirm again. Here you can create automatically the rafter, but honestly I don't like this way. I prefer to put in a manual way. Manual way, it means just you decide where to start, when to finish, and the axis. Anyway, I confirm it. Here you can change the dimension of the hip and valley rafter. So I confirm, click OK. And as you can see, we have created our roof. Here on the top, you can decide to hide, for example, the timber construction, the timber surface, sorry, the roof surface. If you want, you can also create all layer of the roof surface, but this maybe we will see later. Not important now. I will click the right button and I will go to the property of what we are watching. So I will hide the rafter only. As you can see here, the program doesn't really know where to put the collar beam, and I put in all rafter. But you see here it has no sense, so I will select with a multiply selection. So I click the top. This is a selection in 3D. So I will delete to here. I will select this. Then I push del to delete on the program with the key button, I mean. And I select from here to here. So it's linear selection, but it's in 3D. Anyway, I also delete this rafter. Now I will show up all rafter, and we will create the hip and the valley rafter that I deleted 1 second ago. So here there is a specific button. We click on the hip, and you see this is the hip rafter. We can uncheck this box to have the same cut on the left side and the right side. You can also trim below if you want. So I will do this the same for the valley rafter. You can also trim also this one below. I confirm. And now we click this button that is an inspector. With this button you can inspect your machine works. I will put full screen. If we click here, you see when I click something, something appears. This is the bird mouse. And if I click the del button, I'm deleting a workings, because sometimes you need, I didn't confirm, you need maybe to change something, you have to do it manually. Maybe 9 times to 10, everything is perfect automatically, but sometimes you need to do something manually. Anyway, we put a dormer just to see it. So I click our pitch. I click the first point and the last point, so I do another click, and it will appear this dialog. Here you can change the size, you can change the gable. If you go inside, you can have a triangle, trapezoid. This is always. Also for the roof, I mean, you can go on the side roof. Here, for example, we change the slope of the pitch. You can go, you have so many details like the intel beam, the sill beam. You can change so many details in the dormer that I want to underline that this software does a lot of things that the normal beam software for architectural drawing they can't do this kind of job. And this program is very cheap. It costs only 100 euros, and it's very cheap if you consider how many detail it has. You can also make, for example, I put here a sky window. I put in this point. It automatically, I create a cut the rafter. I put in the middle. I know that is not beautiful to make it, but if you need to cut the rafter, it will be automatic. And some beam support the rafter will be created automatically as this one. You can also put the chimney, and if you go in the output menu, you can have the carpentry list. And here you have all sides, and this is useful for carpenter. So I confirm it. If you click the top floor plan, you see we have the floor plan. We click the dimension. This is a multiply dimension. For example, we go here. I click from here to here. I want to have I hide, sorry, the title block here. This is a chain of dimension, or moment, I change, I would like to have ordinate dimension, so it's the dimension from 0 to the end point, but it's automatically done at where the rafter are. Anyway, we go in 3D from here, or you can go change window from here, is the same. And here you can have the elevation view. I would like to have this technical elevation view. So I click this pitch. This is our technical elevation view. We go in the setting because I want to hide this packet that is inside our roof. So I go in the option of this view, so I will hide it. So now we have only the timber construction that is available. We go back to the 3D. If you want, if you click you can create the roof structure layer if you want. It happens that the program creates all the layer inside the roof. For example, I hide the roof tile, and you see there are the raw boarding surface and the eave boarding surface that I hide too. There is the insulation, and so on. There is also other detail. I think I show you a lot of things. You can also, just the last thing. This is the control and cut. I click this point. I will cut this rafter in this exactly position. I will say confirm. So now I click this side and I will cut into this point, but I will add the previous cut with this one because here it will go inside, otherwise it will be cut another times in this point. So I confirm it and I finish. So here I forgot to create, I see one hip rafter, so I confirm it. Oh well, I think we have seen everything. There is one thing to see very quickly. I delete this rafter, for example, to here. Okay, it's in the same 8. This is the reason it be automatically cut. Then I will click exactly to understand the point. I will click the first and the last point of the rafter itself. So you see it will be simple. How it works, I say the distance and the program say I want to have a 60, but it's 58.3 because in this distance this is the only possibility. Otherwise I say 80 centimeters, but he said no, here is 54. I can also change the number. I can say, for example, what happens if I say 13? Or what happens if I write 11? As now I see 11 is exactly the number here, and in fact they are correct. Here, to be sure that this cut is correct, I prefer or to go here and they say calculate the roofs, calculate the wood framework, or otherwise I simply click our roof, I say simply OK, and they will recalculate everything. So the joint will be calculated again. Well, now we will see the last things. So the wall. I hide all wood construction and hide temporarily the roof. I go to the wall. I can click the right mouse button, we change the size of our thickness, and then I simply draw a wall like this. I will change the angle, I say 90 degrees, and then I say confirm. I can also resize the wall exactly like this, and this is, now I'm totally sure it's right there. But this is not the only way to work. For example, if I click here, first we need to know that the reference, you click the Ctrl W, but there is also Control Q, Control R, Control E, and when you click you can change it also from here. Anyway, I don't want to write in this way. I can do, for example, I click here and I can draw a wall like this. Oh, I should click the internal side like this. So when you say confirm, is it finished? Now we show up only the wall. The last things, the roof, I mean, the last thing that we will see, that we will change this wall 8, and I fix this 8. It will be calculated under the roof, and we do the same here. Okay. I hope you have enjoyed the software. This is Liberta Prima, and as we said before, the software is very cheap and it's very, very powerful. Enjoy. Bye bye.